Customers today are really tech-savvy. Check in and then scan.
Sales success depends on finding new markets and customers.
40+% of your traffic still comes from the ads.
We can see where there are big clusters of customers are.
To aid this search, companies are using the latest innovative tech. But which tools work best, and what are the challenges?
You work how many days over here? 4 days a week.
Sui Chun, the dim sum restaurant, dates back to the 1960s. It's a family affair. Ernest Ting runs the operations. He's of the third generation.
I joined the business back in 2018. So I ran an e-commerce business for about four years. My uncle approached me and asked me, why don't you come help me and grow this business?
3 years with the restaurant gave him a vision for the next phase.
So the first thing when I came was delivery. Because our dining, if you have full capacity, you have full capacity. Because there's a limited amount of seats that we have. So delivery is something that you can scale, right? There's no limit to how many delivery hours you can do. You just have to bring the sales in.
Swee Choon worked with multiple online ordering platforms. Ordle proved to be the most useful.
After that, they will key into the POS. All right. Then they'll prepare all here, pack it, then the driver will come.
That's the collection point.
Collection point is at the back.
Although has always planned to be more than just an e-commerce solution, we realized that we cannot just be a tool. That's when we really delve deeper into what can we contribute, how can we value at restaurants.
So I think what Ordle does was they constantly have all sorts of cool analytic stuff that we can leverage on and helps us make better decisions, right? And do more targeted marketing in a way.
Certain things here, but I realized that when we searched...
One of Ordle's analytic tools tracks customer traffic.
So over here you can see this is the Ordle dashboard. I'm just diving into the traffic breakdown. So we'll show the restaurants a chart whereby where are their online customers coming from. So from here you can see the one in blue, right, would be from Facebook, right? And the one in red, it comes from Ordle, Eats. So you can actually look at the system. Where are the consumers coming from? How have they discovered us?
Swee Choon has been running advertisements online to drive customers to their delivery page.
This is Sui Chun's Facebook page. So you can actually see that these are the ads that's currently being executed. All the ads here will be targeting a specific audience set that Ordle has identified, and that is why 50+% of Sui Chun's traffic actually comes from all the ads, right, via Facebook. And if you know that, hey, Facebook is good, then focus on it.
As they analyze the customer traffic further, Ernest and Alan spot new trends in the delivery data.
I grew up in a family practicing TCM. The TCM treatment that Chiang Chi Tao is focused, treatments of musculoskeletal elements, sprains, of injury from a fall.
In 1959, TCM practitioner Lim Chun Huat founded Chiang Chi Tao. His daughter Yen took over the operations in 2020.
I'm very close to my father, so when I was a little girl, I will always be with him. So it was inspiring for me to see how he has helped his patients recover.
But Yen's journey has not been an easy one. In 2015, the TCM chain recorded a net loss of more than $300,000 US.
It is because Chiang Chi Tao is a traditional brand, and we have our challenge in attracting the younger generation these days. If we were to continue going on this, the whole company will not be able to survive. So I realized that I can't depend on my father much longer. He's getting old in his years. It's got to be me.
So Yen embarked on a plan to expand the customer base for the TCM chain's 7 clinics. This meant modernizing in a way that the majority of her older staff would not be familiar with.
So for the revamping of Chiang Chi Tao, I have wanted to not only give it a brand rejuvenation, I want to look at digital transformation. It is very important for a business to move ahead with the future and keep abreast with times. Otherwise, we will be eliminated from the market because it's such a fierce competition.
To take Chiang Chi Tao digital, Yen started working with Alnico Consulting. The design agency offers tech solutions that create unique interactions for customers.
So the immediate need for Chiang Chi Tao when they came to us was to rejuvenate their brand. So with that, we actually had to kind of understand what the needs of modern consumers are in implementing this digital transformation for them.
Together with Team Alnico, Yen brainstormed how to overhaul Chiang Chi Tao's brand both on and offline.
Okay, thanks for coming down.
There are three factors that I wanted to work on this project. How should the whole brand look and resonate with people? How my customer feel when they step into the place? And online experience. So these three aspects are very important to substantiate which direction we need to go.
That meant extensive research.
So we actually arrange one-to-one conversation, real-life conversations with existing and potential customers to really understand what are their pain points, what are their needs, what are their desires when engaging with TCM providers.
Not my type, I prefer those relaxing massage using the oil kind. So I will go to the spa type. Yeah.
The team conducted more than 20 detailed research interviews.
From our conversation, we were able to identify the demographics of who we are looking to target. We identified that the age group was between 30 to 50. We were able to understand that they are modern consumers with a need to research heavily online before making a decision to engage a brand.
The team also studied the back-end operations.
So they have a few staff roles right in the organization. They have physician, they have the therapist, they have the receptionist, and we actually speak to all three of the service roles to really understand what is their day-to-day duties and what are some of the pain points as well that is being experienced in carrying out their duties.
This allowed Alnico to start work on designing tech solutions that would boost staff productivity and improve the overall customer experience. However, Yen faces one big challenge currently: getting a buy-in from her staff. The global food delivery market is worth more than $150 billion. Dim sum seller Sui Chun is trying to expand its customer base by focusing on online delivery data. And it has turned up some fascinating facts.
From Auto Eats, it's actually bringing 37%.
That's a huge number.
It's actually a huge number.
Working with Audle has paid off for Swee Choon.
I think Sui Chun only have one outlet at Jalan Besar, right? And it's been there for the longest time. Did they expand? From one shop house, they had 3 shop houses, right? So it was popular, but I think that's when they think, hey, if consumers are always coming, why not have another outlet? And when you look at that, where should we go then? And that's also how we have led to sharing of heat maps.
Based on this data, we even map it.
The number of delivery orders translates into color-coded clusters of customer hotspots.
We can see where there are big clusters of customers are, and it helps us decide, whether or not it's marketing campaign or whether to decide to open a physical store there or a delivery zone there.
The heat map clearly shows Sui Chun pulling substantial numbers from Singapore's east side. This helps Ernest decide the location of his next outlet. But number crunching alone won't be enough to do the job. In 2020, Sui Chun opened a central kitchen to support the increase in orders. And Ernest saw an opportunity to utilize the additional space by pushing out their products cold.
So with the frozen dim sum range, you can pop it. You know, it's ready to cook, right? Essentially. So a lot of products are already cooked. You just have to fry one more time in the air fryer or put in the toaster or in the oven for 5 minutes. In the steamer, you just have to steam it for another 5-6 minutes. You're done.
All well and good, but would dim sum connoisseurs settle for the frozen version?
I mean, all of us are always skeptical, right? Like, will frozen food jeopardize the brand? People think that frozen food is not as good as what you get from the shop, right?
To retain that fresh flavor, Swee Choon invested in some hardware.
So the blast freezing is actually just a very, very powerful freezer, right? So what it does is it brings temperature down for the food items from 70-80 degrees right down to minus 18 degrees in a couple of, in 2 to 3 hours, right? It maintains the quality of the product, it maintains the texture of the product as well. The taste remains the same. It tastes exactly like what you get in the shop.
Which is what Swee Choon founder Tony Ting insisted on when Ernest first broached the idea. And unlike seniors his age, Uncle Tony was already ahead of the curve years back.
He actually was the one who implemented like the QI table ordering because he saw it overseas and thought that this is super useful for a restaurant.
And that wasn't all. In F&B, business staffing is key. So Uncle Tony decided to invest in robot servers.
We see our restaurant runners running trips non-stop back and forth to serving across the different shop houses. We even put a tracker on him before and you see it runs like 10,000-15,000 steps a day, right? Just to serve food to stations.
他送到一个 station， 他不是送去一个桌子，他每一个 station 呢，我们的服务员就会把它送去给顾客，这样是避免他一直走动的话呢，顾客也会阻止到他，他送菜会慢了下来。
So this is how the front facade will look.
Okay.
Right. This is the takeout area.
At 60 years young, Swee Choon is taking a big step forward by opening a second outlet.
This will be the final kitchen layout.
Yen wants her TCM clinic chain, Chiang Chi Tao, to develop a younger customer base. To accomplish that, she's working with design agency Alnico Consulting.
We started off by understanding what the customers and the staff do on a day-to-day basis. So we use an online collaboration digital whiteboard where the team would come in to discuss based on what we understand from the client. And using this, we would then come up with designs, we would come up with flows, which we would then clear with the client.
After confirming the design and feel, the team turns to the first place new customers would encounter Chiang Chi Tao, the front end.
Integrate with all these banner and...
Front end meaning the customers will be benefiting from the solution, like website. Customer engagement on the website is really important to kind of communicate what the brand does.
So what I have designed is actually the wireframes, the skeletons of the website. So there's no aesthetics to it. A unique feature of this website is actually the symptom checker, where you go through a series of questions and at the end of it, we'll be providing a diagnosis. The diagnosis is being done by the certified physician of Chiang Chi Tao.
Next, a mobile app that will enable customers to book therapy sessions, choose a practitioner, and even buy products online.
Once we are done with mapping out the process or creating the flow of how a user would actually interact with the app itself, we would then convert this into a design. A design would then be used by programmers or technical implementers to actually create apps or website according to the design specifications that we've created.
The team works with a third-party app developer.
We
have used the 3 different techniques that you have.
there's one final step before the transformation is completed.
The new brand has a logo in it, a simplified version of the feast. It comes with 4 strokes and a red color point, which is the thumb. It also symbolizes that we use our hand to administer treatment, Tui Na. And we have a tagline that we say, the heart of our business lies in our hands.
Swee Choon is a dim sum eatery in Singapore. It's been around for 60 years. After partnering the online delivery platform ALT+DEL in 2016, the team was able to identify a new location for a second outlet. It opened officially in August 2021.
We identified Tampines was a hotspot for delivery, and we thought that, why not we open a physical restaurant in Tampines itself that can do delivery, takeaway, and dining all 3 together.
The new outlet facilitates DIY ordering, which is more popular.
So I think 95% of our customers use this kiosk for takeaway. Only 5% of customers want to pay cash. They will go to the counter and they'll pay cash and order at the counter. So the dim sum are made in the central kitchen. They get delivered here. They get final preparation over here, like steaming and frying. And so it's a smaller kitchen.
For Ernest, this new express outlet kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Expansion of the Sui Chun brand and a shorter delivery time for customers living in the East.
The equipment list is here.
So we were based on this final drawing.
Tech-driven and digitally savvy,
Yeah.
Ernest is considering opening more express outlets.
So this signboard, according to my uncle, is probably about 59 years old, as well as a shop. The next logical step is really to open Sui Chun nearer to the heartlands, nearer to people, and can bring our food closer to them. So and the business forward, transforming using digital technologies to help us enhance the whole process. I think that's key for us.
Chiang Chi Tao is a traditional TCM outfit with 7 clinics around Singapore. But second-generation owner Yen is overhauling the operations. To gain new customers, she is rebranding the company both on and offline.
I think that the new Chiang Chi Tao design will reach out and attract to all. I really have faith and hopes that this is an idea that will be well accepted.
The transformation has taken nearly a year, and the new Chiang Chi Tao is almost ready.
We have installed this holder so that we can place our tablet in there. If there's a customer who has checked in and we have assigned this room, there will be the customer information, the services, and the duration. A lot of thoughts has been put into designing this whole space. We have to consider having the corporate identity here, and yet we cannot deviate from the traditional TCM style and the feeling. Yeah.
所以顾客可以自己预约了，所以不用打电话给你。
The key is rejuvenating the brand, focusing on a mobile app to serve customers and integrating the back-end operations to boost staff efficiency.
So customers using the app will be able to make a booking for a service without the need to actually call the counter, or they don't really have to come down to the outlet to check. So let's take, for example, we do a 60-minute treatment, wellness treatment, right? So my favorite therapist, I select the date, which is maybe today, then I can find out what time he's available, right? So let's say 1:30. I can add notes to that, and what will happen is that I'm able to actually make a reservation.
The appointment is immediately synced with the clinic's digital dashboard.
So staff will have reduced number of calls or disappointed customers who find that they don't actually have a schedule.
Digitizing the back-end processes, Yen hopes will let the staff concentrate on the most important part of the business, customer service.
最重要要做的东西就是我们在这边会有一个按钮啊。
Training has helped the veteran staff to master these new tech interfaces.
开始服务的时候，
现在到哪里都是这个数码的东西，所以我们要不断的学习。这个我看的示范很容易操作，很简单。
上面的就是问你房间已经收拾好了没有？
You can, for example, you have already make an appointment here, check in, and then scan.
Now, to educate customers both old and new about the improved system.
I find it very useful because previously we need to call, then and then make appointments. Sometimes we cannot call through and things like that. So by having the app, at least we can check our values and the doctor that we want, everything is available.
现代人就是要方便、要快、要亲切啊，这样的情况。那全部改善的是面目全非了，连我的 logo 都改，你看你想就好。不过我也放心给他去做，因为他在我生病已经有20多年的历史了，所以我就放给他处理。我是在幕后看看而已啦。
Within 3 months, this newly revamped Chiang Chi Tao outlet ranked 3rd amongst the 7 clinics in terms of revenue. Yen has plans to take the rest of the operations digital.
I think going forward, the whole healthcare will come together to share an ecosystem with regards to patients' records, patients' health. So for example, you have your own records from a general practitioner. You also have records from hospital and all. Together with our TCM diagnosis, you would understand better of your body condition.